We've played every single physical 3DS game that was released in the US, and amongst them, other than the obvious gems, we found some super hidden ones that we can't wait to share with you.
So let's jump into the first one. I love RPGs. And you know what? I love Transformers as well. So our first hidden gem is actually both of those things. It's Transformer Rise of the Dark Spark. Now, surprisingly, this was created by WayForward, who you might be familiar with for the makers of Shantae, which is a great series of games. So this game is lighthearted and turn-based tactical combat on a grid. You can interact with items on the map. As you level up, you unlock more slots for your moves and progression. The game starts off pretty easy, but gets more challenging as you progress. And there's over 32 different missions as the player switches back between controlling Autobots and the Decepticons. Once you attack your enemy, it goes into a dynamic battle where you have timing involved on your actions to defend or heavy punch, heavy kick. So you'll have to pay attention and make sure that you get your timing right so you can hit for maximum damage.
Oh, good block. Drop kick, drop kick. Dang! That was a good attack.
So this game isn't going to be as challenging as Front Mission or Fire Emblem, but if you're a fan of tactical combat and Transformers, this is a great pickup.
So Fina's been on most of our live streams in which we played all these 3DS games, so make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for Fina. Thank you so much. She really doesn't want to be held right now. Now for a few driving games that were surprisingly good on the 3DS, and the first hidden gem is Spy Hunter. The premise behind Spy Hunter is that you are an agent battling a global terrorist organization bent on world domination. You're driving a heavily armed G6155 Interceptor, which is a supercar that transforms into off-road assault vehicles or speedboats. Your car has a lot of different offensive and defensive weapons like buzzsaws and missiles, and you can destroy enemies and helicopters with them. Use the environments to take out your enemies. You use your weapons to take out the enemies. You race against your other opponents to take them out. The racing mechanics are really good, although I really wish it had drifting. It'd be a good addition, but it's still really fun without it. Enemies come all flying in, all cinematic, which is nice. The story is mostly just a pop-up with text, which is a little bit of a bummer, but the gameplay and the racing mechanics really make up for it. Okay, so this is very cinematic. It's kind of reminding me of Split Second a little bit. Oh man, it's the sense of speed is great. The handling is really good.
Welcome in.
I love how these guys just come flying in all cinematic. Is Spy Hunter like better than your other vehicular combat games like Twisted Metal and maybe even Mario Kart if you want to count that? Probably not, but it's a fun game. There's a lot of racing to be had, and you have weapons to shoot other things. Like, what more do you really want out of a racing game, honestly? The other 3DS racing hidden gem that really surprised us is NASCAR Unleashed. A NASCAR game, seriously. I'm gonna say something super controversial. I think this might have the best racing feel out of any other racing game on the 3DS. It's insanely good, and it feels a lot like Burnout. It was developed by Firebrand Games, who also made some of the other Need for Speed games, so they have a pretty good track record. You can boost, you can drift, you can draft other cars, you can get airborne, you can crash into other cars, on purpose of course. When you smash into other cars, you make them your rival, which makes them more aggressive to you, which is kind of the whole point of the game as well. There is the whole NASCAR licensing thing if you're into that. I'm not, but it doesn't take away from the game. There's not as much depth as a Burnout game, because there's no crash mode, but the racing feels incredible. It has a great sense of speed, and it's super fun. Wow! The speed is insane.
Just launches you.
If you like exaggerated arcade-style physics like in your racing games, the NASCAR Unleashed is really good on the 3DS, and I highly recommend it.
The next hidden gem is also an RPG, and if you like Pokemon and you like things that are adorable, then you should check out Moco Friends. So you control Moco, an apprentice which explores Dreamtopia to collect plushkins, which is this game's version of Pokemon. You can befriend and evolve the plushkins, crawl through dungeons with your plushkins, and also collect more. Gotta catch them all. This has turn-based combat, so your enemies do appear on the screen, which is nice, so you can avoid them or if you want to battle them and collect more plushkins in this world, you'll have to battle them. And then there's a bit of RNG on whether or not they're going to join your party. This is a super cutesy, colorful world. You can even grow crops in your garden and complete quests for other town members and earn resources that can be crafted into more useful items. The crafting system is actually pretty decent.
I love how cute this game is. I would totally complete it.
It looked like there were fewer elements than Pokemon.
I definitely think it might be an easier,
A little simplified.
Yeah,
I think it was like fire, water, and
like it's
earth or something, and that's it.
This game is more dungeon crawling and not just simply focused on monster collecting. So if you like RPGs and you like monster collecting and you love a super cute aesthetic, give this a try.
Our next hidden gem is the Penguins of Madagascar, believe it or not. So if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid, this is kind of like that. It's a stealth platformer, but kind of for kids, a little bit easier. You control one of 4 different penguins. There's Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private. You can swap between them. You kind of need to in order to unlock certain parts of the game. The gameplay is crisp. There's double jumps. There's very minor platforming aspects, but generally you're solving puzzles, you're clearing the paths, and you're sneaking around cameras, disabling certain things that could hurt you, try to get to the end of the level using all the different characters. It's pretty simple. It's definitely kind of like a Metal Gear Solid Lite or baby's first Metal Gear Solid, but it's surprisingly fun. And I don't know anything about the Penguins of Madagascar, but their game's decent. There are alternate paths that open up with different characters as you play each one of them, and there's a lot of collecting, going back and opening a new path because of something else, a trigger or a switch that you turned off or on, and it's got some good aspects to it considering it's a licensed game. That looks dangerous.
Yes.
Probably have to double jump over to the top there. No, you got too close, and you died. So Dark Mountain says, this reminds me of a mix between Metal Gear Solid for kids and that one stealth section of Ocarina of Time sneaking in the palace. Yeah, that's a good point. Should you pick this game up if you're just obsessed with Metal Gear Solid? Maybe. It's definitely a simpler version of it, but you might be surprised how fun it is, especially for how affordable it likely is. Before we get into the final 2 games, we wanted to bring up a couple honorable mentions that just didn't make the list. The first one is Freaky Forms Deluxe. So this is a kids game. There's no question about it. It's designed around you creating your own creature that looks super silly. You can name it what you want, you can give it a catchphrase, and you play through really simple platforming levels. However, the super surprising part of it comes from the cutaway combat, which really surprised us. We're gonna do a dance. Oh no. What?
Slowly gets darker and weirder.
You hear that music? It's straight up like RPG music. Like turn-based combat.
That sounds really familiar.
Bam! Get him!
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Final Fantasy Legends battle.
It's a turn-based battle system. And the character, even if you just created it, does a ton of damage. And it was kind of crazy to see. And I think that we would have included this as a hidden gem had it not just been overshadowed by the fact that we enjoyed playing it so much live and the audience interacted in very surprising ways.
This game is awesome.
What the heck
is this game?
I don't really think it's that fun, but it was surprising and it is super neat. Check it out if you're into this type of thing. The other honorable mention that we have to bring up is Disney Planes. So this game actually has fantastic flight mechanics. There are a lot of quests in which you're trying to save the other vehicles from some sort of disaster while collecting random floating in midair collectibles like coins and avoiding tornadoes so they don't swoop you up and do damage. And there are a lot of really fun little quests in this, and again, the flight mechanics are super fun and we had a good time playing this, but the reason we didn't include it in this list is that that's really all there is to this game. There's not a lot of depth. Sure, if you're really into the Planes franchise and you like the characters, you're probably going to get more out of this than others, but if you like these kind of games in short bursts, there's a lot of fun to be had. It's definitely something worth bringing up.
I have to rescue the tractors.
Rescue the tractors. How's a plane going to rescue you? Oh, is it going to like abduct it? It is.
The next 2 games are licensed games from the same series. I'm talking about Turtle Time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is based off of the movie around the same time. So if you watched the movie and wanted to see what happens afterwards in the story, this is a direct follow-up. Surprisingly, this is an RPG. It's very similar to kind of the style of Diablo. So this is action-style combat, and you can switch between your 4 Ninja Turtles. Each turtle has different capabilities. For example, Raphael is a tank, so he's got a lot of HP. And then Michelangelo has range, and he can unlock different areas. There's a ton of weapons in this game, and you can customize them as well for each of your characters. Don't forget to equip your weapons. So there's a lot of variability to the game, including leveling up, crafting your weapons, and an in-depth story.
Wow, I want a Diablo Turtles game now.
Right? Level up. And full health.
We level up. Is this a Turtles RPG?
It does have leveling.
It has leveling and equipment.
We were pretty shocked to discover that not only was this a pretty good Ninja Turtle games, but it's an RPG as well. Daniel and I both agreed that this was our favorite one of the Turtle series.
And the last 3DS hidden gem we have to talk about is another licensed game that also surprised us. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Danger of the Ooze. So this is actually a Metroidvania game, which is crazy. Basically the premise is you have your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which you can switch between. Each of them have their own slightly different combat feel to them, but you have forward progression through pickups and unlocking new areas, just like any other Metroid game. The 3DS is especially good for this game because the unlockable map is on the bottom screen and visible at all times. It has solid platforming and combat feel, and you have wall jumping, which is great. If you do happen to get low in health on one of the turtles, you can just switch to the other one. You have 4 to choose from, so there is some challenge in it, and you will need to switch at times. You pick up pizza slices, fend off the Foot Clan, fight famous Turtles enemies. It really kind of has it all. And yeah, it's based off the Nickelodeon style of the art, which isn't my favorite, but the gameplay makes up for it. So you're right, it is a Metroidvania. That's really interesting. And you can see where you've been and where you haven't been, just like a Metroid game. Pizza power! This is definitely not as challenging as like a real Metroid game, but it has a lot of depth to it, and it's still really fun. Like, super surprised by this one. So which of these hidden gems are you most excited to try out? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.